I feel like D-Lo Brown mixed with CeeLo Green, mixed with De La Soul, mixed with Hennessy, sipping gin and juice like I'm Snoop D-O-double-G. I'm all about the W, yeah, we on the winning streak. Yeah, I'm taking L's to the face, girl. I beat it up like I'm Triple G, but that's only if you let me. Hey, don't you disrespect me? Put respect up on my name when you call.
Yo, this is T from T and J, and I'm finally back, man. It's been a whole entire year, just about, man. I mean, I died out on Madden 18 a little early and got busy with a lot of stuff, man, and I'm just happy to be back for Madden 19. So we will be doing the 32 user league franchise, connected franchise, along with Jay. Jay will be controlling the Denver Broncos. I will be the owner of the Tennessee Titans. And right now I'm just showing you guys my coach. The coach is going to be Rashard Witherspoon from Starkville, Mississippi. And he was sought after winning 10 state championships in a row at Starkville High. So we have a high school coach going straight to the league. I don't know if that's been done before, but he is going straight to the league right at the top, man. Head coach. This dude does nothing but win and get the best out of his players. So he is used to a spread system, and we're looking at doing that, but we're going to need a scrambling quarterback. So I was checking out some of the quarterbacks that I could probably go after, and I'll show you guys some of those guys when we go to our draft board. But I think that's the best scheme. I have fun with it, along with a elusive running back. I like to have running backs who can catch out of the backfield and are very quick to hit the holes and kind of make people miss. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do as far as the offense goes. We're going to look for a spread system and get people to fit our scheme. So, defensively, I mean, in the draft, I'm not really going to focus on getting those guys. I'll just probably get the best available in the draft there for defense. But I want to get guys who are versatile, very versatile. We can use them to stop the run, stop the pass, maybe even pass rush. So even defensive linemen, I really want to stress getting to the quarterback, but also being able to drop back in coverage, even cover backside of the backfield. So I don't want to be too one-dimensional, whether it's offense or defense. I want to be able to have players who can play multiple positions, and that'll just make us harder to stop and harder to really plan for. So offensive playbook here, we have the Detroit Lions playbook, and the reason why I chose that is because when we start picking players, it's going to go towards our scheme and playbook to kind of fit it. So Detroit has a good system there, so that's why we chose that. So first of all, Robert Griffin III is one of the main quarterbacks that I want to target in this draft. First of all, no one is going to pick him. I'm almost certain that will not be any quarterback that someone wants, but I do. I believe in the guy. He's a 48th ranked quarterback, but people tend to forget he was the second overall pick in the draft and was offensive rookie of the year his first year and actually led his team to the playoffs. The only thing that plagued him was his injuries. So I still think he has the ability to be a starting quarterback in this league, and I'm willing to give him that shot. So we'll see how that works out. The next quarterback we have on our list is Marcus Mariota, and it would feel right, man, to just get our own quarterback back in the Titans uniform. But I also know that a lot of people would be, trying to get him on their team as well. He has 92 throwing power. His short accuracy is above average, but medium and deep accuracy is about average, man. So throwing out a run is another attribute of his that's above average, but not anything above to be like a top 10 quarterback. But the reason why he will be a highly sought after quarterback is because of his speed. So 88 speed, 90 acceleration, 90 agility. The guy is tough, 95 toughness there. So he'll be a quarterback that people will try to get just for the simple fact that he can extend plays. Next quarterback we have on our list is Tyrod Taylor out of Virginia Tech. 7 years of experience in the league, and I just respect this guy, man. He's been bounced around a little bit, but he has been nothing but consistent. You know, he's a 20th ranked quarterback, but he really kind of just checks off every box for me for a spread system. 78 deep accuracy, 79 medium, 85 short, but nothing bad about this kid at all, man. He can extend plays with his legs. Juke is on 90, so if I can snag him later on in the rounds, man, I'd be happy to have him at my quarterback. Next one here is Patrick Mahomes. Look at that, man. 97 throw power, which he lit it up last year in the preseason, and he just made me a fan. You know, I'm a fan of him. I hope he does well for Kansas City in real life, and if I can get him on the dynasty, that'd be nice as well. 80 speed, 87 acceleration. He doesn't have that flat-out speed, but acceleration, he can get away from the pass rush and kind of extend the plays like I want him. Off to the running backs. One of the running backs that I feel is very, very underrated is Donnell Pumphrey Jr. coming from San Diego State, breaking Marshall Faulk's record at San Diego State for all-purpose rushing yards. So this kid is 5'8", 176 pounds, and just not blazing fast, but fast enough and powerful, and just very skilled athlete at the running back position. So I'd love to have him, and I don't think anybody's going to pick him up either in the draft, but it's somebody that we can get later on and build on him. A running back that people are going to be after a lot is Alvin Kamara out of Tennessee. He had a breakout year his first year in the league, and he's a receiving back, elusive back, and also is a sneaky power back. He's actually bigger than people think. He's 215 pounds, and he is the 11th ranked running back. So 93 juke move, 90 speed, 90 break tackle. Dude is a beast, man. So Alvin Kamara is definitely high on my board there, but I doubt that we'll be able to get him later in the rounds because he is a highly sought after player. And just to provide a power capable running back to my roster, Derrick Henry is one of those guys that I will be able to depend on in short yardage situations. 95 carrying, and he can also run the ball to the outside. So it's very, very sneaky ad right here. I follow the Tennessee Titans very well, so I am aware that he is not just a power running back, but also a speed back too. He can outrun those linebackers. Off to wide receiver, Terrelle Pryor Sr., and we're really looking at him for a couple different reasons here. So for one, if we need him to back up at quarterback, we can also switch him to quarterback and kind of see if he can, step into that position and be that backup quarterback or maybe even a wildcat guy. Next, Justin Hunter, wide receiver out of Tennessee. He has 5 years of experience. He was drafted by Tennessee, and it really just didn't pan out in Tennessee for him. A lot of coaching changes there in Tennessee, but I mean, the kid can go up and get the football, man. So if we need him in the red zone, he could be a sneaky ad because 94 jumping is going to make it easy to just kind of toss it up and let him go get it. So he could be one of those rotational piece guys and kind of just fill a role for our offense. Next, we have wide receiver Will Fuller. He is a quick development receiver. 95 speed, 93 acceleration, just a blazer out on the field. He can play inside and outside. Very utilized in the Texans offense with DeAndre Hopkins over there. So it'd be nice to really get Will Fuller because he's a game changer, man, whether he's in the inside or outside, like I said. So the next receiver we have from the Tennessee Titans, Corey Davis, an excellent, good receiver to start a franchise with. Corey Davis checks off every single box you need for a prototypical outside wide receiver. He can also come across the middle and catch those hard passes, man, and hold on to it. So next we have Kendall Wright. And Kendall Wright is a player from Baylor. played with RG3 in college, and if we could get RG3 in the draft, I will be looking to pair him up with Kendall Wright just to see if they can rekindle some of the things that they were able to accomplish in college at the NFL level. So Kendall Wright has 90 speed, 91 acceleration. He's a guy that he could go under the radar and kind of get him very late, but he's solid, 90 jumping, and I really think he can make moves after the catch as well, which is what I'm looking for. So be on the lookout for Kendall Wright on that draft board. Next, we have Josh Gordon. And Josh Gordon has been fighting himself, man. He's fighting himself with these drug habits, in and out of the league. Can't really get himself right, but he's been on the upward trend as of late, and I really believe in this kid. I really think he can be a top 10 wide receiver in the league as long as his head is in the game. But on the video game, we will definitely be putting him in a situation where he can be successful. He has a great attributes. He can go up and get it, can outrun people, and it's actually tough to bring down in the open field too. So if we can get Josh Gordon, he also played at Baylor with RG3. So it looks like a nice tandem there with Kendall Wright, Gordon, and Griffin, and kind of get them all back on the same track that they had in college. Next, we have Sammy Watkins. And Sammy Watkins is probably one of my favorite receivers simply because I'm a fan of Clemson, and he just really is your wide receiver that is just like a back. I mean, he can make people miss all the time in the open field. He can go up and get a pass. He can outrun defenders. And he's really just a wild card wide receiver that you can use on jet sweeps and screens, and just a fun player to use. So another fun player to use is DeAnthony Thomas, and he's actually listed as a wide receiver, but I want to give him a chance to be a running back. So at Oregon, he played both in the slot and in the backfield, so I want to give him that opportunity to get a couple handoffs in the backfield in our spread system, and I think he's very perfect for that purpose. Also can catch out of the backfield with his wide receiver attributes: 78 catching, 74 catching traffic. His route running is not the best, but that's something that we can look to improve. But as you can see, he's very agile and very quick. So just getting the ball to him in space is what we need to do just to make sure he can have enough time to make someone miss. 89 juke move, 87 spin move. And we can also use him at the kick return spot. Next on the list for a tight end, we have Jaret Cook, and he has spent 9 years in the league. And I feel like that went fast for him. I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, so I remember when he was drafted, and it just didn't pan out in Tennessee. A lot of coaching changes, and he just had to get bounced around the league a few times, man. He played with Aaron Rodgers, made some spectacular catches with him, but he is now a Oakland Raider, and I just think he's very underrated as a tight end. He's very quick. He can catch passes, high point passes, and he's really a matchup nightmare. So on the offensive line, it's very important to get those guys. So David Bakhtiari, 97 overall, young offensive lineman, is really going to help us up front. Marquise Pouncey, center, looking to get him. He's a great pass protector and could help everything, as far as our offense goes. Frederick here from the Dallas Cowboys, I think he's the best offensive lineman on the game, so if we can snag him at any point, that would be nice. But here we are going to the draft, and I missed the first 5 or 6 picks, and the computer went ahead and got me no other than Tom Brady, the GOAT. I do not want this guy at all, man. I know he's 99 overall, but just not really my style. Like I said, I wanted the spread system, and he doesn't really fit what I want to do, so I'll be looking to trade him as soon as possible. The second pick they went ahead and got was Tyron Smith, left tackle, and I can't really complain about that pick because he's a great pass blocker and also a good run blocker, so he's somebody that I will keep on my roster. But as you can see, we're simulating through the whole entire draft because, it's just a lot to record. But here we are looking at some of the transactions. We got rid of Matt Schaub. He was auto-drafted. And right away, we get a trade bait with Tom Brady. We end up trading Tom Brady for Jameis Winston and a second-round pick in the 2019 draft. So we will definitely take that. Jameis Winston is a nice quarterback coming from Florida State, his third year, and he's 24 years old. So he's definitely a quarterback that can be under center or in the spread. So we like that. And we were still able to pick up Robert Griffin III. And actually, Robert Griffin III is going to be our starting quarterback right now. We have Jameis Winston for some backup depth, and we might be looking to shop him around too and just see what we can get as far as picks go. But RG3 is going to get the start, and we're just going to roll like that, man. I'm just going to give him a shot and see what he can do out there and tailor the offense towards his skill set. At running back, we picked up LeGarrette Blount, and LeGarrette Blount comes from Oregon, and he is a running back that is sought to be a power back, but he's definitely a guy that can be used in space as well. DeAnthony Thomas, we got him, changed him to running back. He is an 83 overall, and I just love my running back group right here. Kenjon Barner and Donnell Pumphrey. So that group right there is going to be able to, turn some heads, man, in that backfield. We can rotate all of them, make sure they all have a role. So wide receivers, I did not pick up these guys. The computer picked up these guys early in the draft. Adam Thielen, what can he do? Very underrated wide receiver, along with T.Y. Hilton. Both nice wide receivers. Not really what I was looking for if I would have been the one drafting the whole entire draft, but I mean, you can't complain with talent, like those guys are both talented. So another guy that we end up picking up, Terrelle Pryor, late in the draft, and we actually switched him over to the tight end spot. So he's a 29th ranked tight end. So that'll be interesting to put him out there. He's going to outrun those linebackers across the middle of the field and even catch those jump balls. From an offensive line standpoint, I think we struck gold with Tyron Smith, Brian Bulaga, and Pouncey. So 3 great pass protectors from tackle to tackle, and we look good, man. Defensively, we took a chance on Randy Gregory. If you guys followed him at Nebraska, he was sought out to be one of the best pass rushers coming out in the draft. Hasn't really mapped out to be that person, but we want to give him a chance to do that. Along with Deion Jordan, similar athlete, very fast on the edge, tall, 6'6". Both of these guys are tall and can also drop in coverage. So exactly what I was looking for. And in the middle, we took some value picks. Fletcher Cox was sitting there, man. We just had to get him 95 overall. I know these guys are a little bit up in age, but I mean, you can't really go wrong with it. Gerald McCoy, 30 years old, 89 tackle, 86 block shed, 89 awareness, 85 hit power, and just overall just a great player. As we go to the second line of defense, our linebackers, Demario Davis, and I have him for one purpose only, is to cover. He has the ability to cover tight ends, maybe even backside of the backfield. He has a high motor, and in our zone coverage, he has that big hit trait. So we need him to break up a few passes, maybe force a few fumbles. At the middle linebacker position, we got Navarro Bowman and Jayon Brown. And preseason, Jayon Brown has been making plays. He's been in the backfield, disrupting the quarterback, making interceptions. I know him from UCLA, and he's just flying all over the field, man. He's a great player. Outside linebacker, we have Vontaze Burfict. And this guy's an animal, man. So we got a lot of high motor guys on our defense, and I think that's just going to help us when we're trying to dictate what the offense can do. So sending a lot of pressure and forcing the quarterbacks to throw into coverage. And we have Malcolm Butler, which is one of the best man-to-man corners on the game. So Malcolm Butler is going to be on one side, and then on the other side we have a cornerback that people weren't really looking at. He was just sitting there. It's just Joe Hayden, and Joe Hayden is the 26th ranked cornerback that can really cover really good. So 88 man coverage, 84 zone, play rec is at 86. So the stat that I'm really looking at for him is his 94 jumping. So he's going to be able to cover receivers like Julio Jones down the field. Even though He's not that tall of a cornerback. So at free safety, we couldn't wait longer to get a free safety. We went with the veteran Eric Weddle, 85 overall, checks every box. He will not come off the field. He's a guy who we can leave the CP on him and he will be able to cover. A guy that we will groom into that position is Demarius Randall. So he was drafted by the Green Bay Packers, and it just really didn't map out for him there in Green Bay, but he has a lot of untapped potential. So 90 speed, 79 zone. He can also come up and play cornerback, which that's what he was drafted to do. Morgan Burnett is somebody that I couldn't pass up on simply because our strong safety was a need to be able to stop the run. And Morgan Burnett has been very consistent coming up and stopping plays before they are big plays. So he makes a lot of big tackles, and we had to just go ahead and grab him. He's another guy that's 13th ranked at his position, and we were able to grab him late. So special teams, we get Mason Crosby as our kicker, Ryan Allen. See, he has a development here at our punter, 81 overall. So with that being said, draft picks looking into 2019, we picked up an extra second-round pick because of the trade of Tom Brady, and that's all we got, man. So hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and we'll be back with more from T and J. Peace.